if we could kind of start from the beginning of when did you get interested in it and why?
Okay. I think for me, it started probably, I want to say like 9 years ago. I had a roommate that was like super scientific, super clever guy. And he was the most hesitant person I've ever known. Like in Denmark, we drink when we were like 14 years old. He didn't touch alcohol, I think, until he was like 17 years old or something.
Mm.
Um, and let alone like smoking, all of that. He does none of it. So he showed me, I think on Netflix, like a documentary. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about DMT,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is the active drug in ayahuasca, and is something that is in all beings, I believe. Actually, it's in humans, in animals, and these kind of thing. And he showed me this video where they talk about it, and it sort of changed my perspective from being like drugs are bad to being like, okay, this is interesting, valid scientists that are talking about the benefits of it, benefits towards like depression and stuff like that, as well as the overall experience and how it sort of arguably reveals the possibility of other dimension and other things than what we know about like life.
Mm.
So I just found that super fascinating. I thought, okay, this is something I'm very interested in. I'm a quite curious person, so naturally I was like super curious when I saw that. Ever since then, I wanted to do it. When I was like probably 2 years later, when I was like 20, 21, I bought like a bottle. Like if anyone has tried to do ayahuasca, you take like very, very little. You take like a standard like shot of 2 centiliters or something like that. I ordered like a bottle of like 1 liter or something from Peru to be sent to me in Denmark. And I was like,
Whoa.
I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I want to experience this. And I was tired of life, and I just wanted to experience what this was about, and hoping that it would give me some, experience that would change my life. And luckily, my sister, I told her that I was doing it, and she said to me like, Valdemar, I don't know anything about the drug. Probably a super bad idea, but at the very least, it's dangerous because the police can catch you importing it to Denmark, which is super illegal, and at best you'll get a huge fine. I
Mm.
thought, okay, she's right. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna do it in Peru instead. It's better, it's safer, and all this stuff. Um, I didn't consider it like a lot after, because I thought it's one of those things. I know I'm gonna do it. I don't know when, and I don't want to rush it.
Mm.
Luckily, I got a little bit more mature, and I started thinking, okay, there are some experiences that I shouldn't like rush and push to experience, and I thought this is one of them, because I have a tendency to throw myself into things.
Yeah.
So I went to South America to travel, really to learn Spanish and to experience another continent, and to try to travel a little bit alone. And as I was traveling around, I thought, okay, I don't usually take breaks from work, but around New Year's, it's not as busy. And I would like to take some break. So I'll take a break around New Year's Eve. And I didn't know what to do. I just thought I'm not going to do the standard thing of just going to a party and get shit faced. I want to try to start my year like in a more productive, healthy, like inspiring way.
Mm.
And I thought, okay, actually it fits perfect. Then I can travel to Peru. I didn't plan on going there, but I thought, okay, it fits in. Then I can go to Peru and I can finally have this experience that I've been wanting to have. And I thought, okay, perfect. Let me see if I can find a place. And I was searching and I couldn't find anything. And for me, I believe a little bit in the stuff like they say, I guess it's called science. I can't remember, like synchronicities, some people call it, when you experience something and it's like connecting to something. I
Mm.
was searching for a place, and I find this place that are my criteria were that I need someone that speaks English because my Spanish was shit.
Mm.
I need some place where it's somewhat safe, like I have some sense of they know what they're doing. I
Yeah.
want them to also do it for the right reasons, because I know a lot of people in Peru are now doing it because it's so popular for tourists.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't want to be in that situation where I feel like they just want to make money off me, because
Mm.
then I don't trust how they're taking care of me when I'm on it. Um, and I found somehow a Facebook site, and their picture, one of the pictures that they uploaded was the same picture that I had uploaded for my YouTube channel And I thought, oh, there's a link here.
Yeah, wow.
So I contact them and they send me like this super nice brochure in English, and they have like a medical person that will go on the trip with us to the rainforest,
Mm.
and they have like a psychologist or something that will also go and facilitate it. And I thought, okay, this is like everything that I wanted. They speak English, everything,
Mm.
and they have like that exact period that I wanted to go, like exactly, which was quite hard to find. So I contact them, and they say, yeah, we can do it. It's fine. We have room for you. And I thought, okay, the other criteria that I had is that I want to find someone I can meet in person, which is a challenge because I wanted the retreat to be in the rainforest, which is like far away from the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to go all the way to the rainforest before, but I also wanted to meet them in person. And I asked them, and they said, you can actually come. We have like a place in Lima as well. You can meet the facilitator and everyone. And then the day before I go to Peru, I haven't talked with them in 3 weeks. And I'm thinking, okay, actually, I should hit them up because I'm going like tomorrow to Peru, and I'm planning on seeing them. I don't have a lot of time to see them because I'm also working. It would be perfect if I can see them tomorrow. And then I get a message before I write them, and I haven't talked with them for 3 weeks. And they tell me, oh, hey, Valdemar, if you're still interested, we offer 30% off right now. And I message them like, oh, hey, can I come meet you? And they're like, yeah, if you want to, then tomorrow the shaman will actually be in the city as well, even though he lives in the rainforest, and you can meet the whole team. And it was just like one of those things where it fell
Holy shit.
together perfectly. So I thought, okay,
Yeah.
this is a sign that I'm supposed to go there and meet them.
Yeah.
And I go, and luckily I feel like super comfortable with everyone. Like everyone was super kind and speaking English, and I just felt super comfortable. And I was like, okay, this is everything that I wanted. It was perfect.
Mm.
So fast forward some weeks, and we're taking this trip. It's like a 9 hour, like we fly first to another city, then we take the boat up the Amazon River in the rainforest for like 9 hours straight, like a super small boat. And we get to this like tiny village with like maybe 200 people or something on the river. And they build this like their son, he's like 20 years old or something. He built like this entire like structure for like the I can't remember the name that they use. Is like a tipi, like a tilt, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they build for like, which is very normal for like the ceremonies. And
Yeah.
they build like huts for everyone to sleep in and all these things, like a 20-year-old son of the shaman who built everything by his hand. And I'm like super impressed.
Yeah.
um
Wow.
so we get there. We are going to be there for 7 days. 4 nights we'll drink ayahuasca, we'll have some other stuff. And for them it's like a little bit of a religion in a sense. So they have some very specific rules that was like super strange to me, and super strange I think to most people when they hear about it. So we have to go on some specific like diet to help
Mm-hmm.
us like clean the body and heal the body. And one of those things for the diet is that you shouldn't touch stuff that sort of makes you unclean or interrupts like the energy of the body. And
Mm-hmm.
so we weren't allowed to use like any type of soap, very specific things like chemicals, anything like that we could not touch. And
Mm.
so we're in this like super tiny village with like not the cleanest facilities, and we can't wash our hands or wash our clothes or anything like that. I was super uncomfortable. um and one of the first things that he says to us, like we have a quick meet and greet, and he says to us, okay, tonight when you go to sleep, be very, very mindful of your dreams, because we're in the jungle now, and the jungle will communicate to you through your dreams. So your dreams will be different than they usually are, and you should be aware of them because there's something in them that you should learn from. And so that night I go to sleep, and I have the most like visual and intense dreams that I've probably ever had. Like it was super intense. I had dreams about my ex-girlfriends, my father, and like family, and all these weird dreams. And one of the dreams that I had was about one of the other participants uh, in the trip. And this guy, I talked with him for less than 5 minutes. He didn't speak English. I didn't speak Spanish. He just made some like gestures to me, and we smiled like, haha, yeah, yeah. Um, and in the dream, he was taking ayahuasca, but he was like smoking it, which you drink it usually, but he was like smoking it, and he was just hitting it. And I was like panicking because I was like, man, you're taking way too much. Stop. It's too much. It's too much. And then suddenly he just gets super drugged and super fucked up, and like it's ending super bad, everything. And so the day after, I wake up and I tell the facilitator, I tell him, I had this dream and I want to talk with you about it. And we go over all the dreams. And when it comes to this dream, I tell him like, yeah, I saw this person. He was sort of trying to overdose on the ayahuasca. And then he tells me, actually, it's funny you had that dream because the person that you dreamed about, he's here because he has a drug addiction and he's trying to cure it. And so that's the reason why you
Wow,
saw the dream, that he was like trying to overdose and everything. And
that's
for
wild.
me, that was a very crazy experience because it's sort of the first ones that I had similar to that.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so fast forward to a couple of days later, or I think the same night, maybe even. This is the first time we're supposed to take the ayahuasca, and the way that they set it up is we have to wait until like evening time, nighttime, the sun is down, and we go into this like tibi with we were quite large group, so we were probably like 20-25 people, um but we had 4 shamans, so we had usually probably you would only do it with like 1 or 2 shamans. We had 4 shamans, quite a lot, and we sit like around in the circle around the tibi, uh on like a pillow and stuff. And the way that it works is like the shamans, they prepare the drink and then they offer it to one of the participant at the time. And after all the participants had gone off one at a time, then the shamans, they would drink it. And then we sort of sit and we wait for the effect to kick in. Um, or as they would say, they wait for the energy to open up. And when the energy is opened up, then shamans, they start singing to initiate sort of the experience, the ceremony and the trip. And next to me is sitting a girl that I was sort of becoming friends with, and she speaks English, and not many people did. I was the only English speaking person there. She translates to me what the facilitator is saying, and he's saying like, I thought I hear him say it's gonna take 1 hour, 1.5 hours before it kicks in and you feel it. But then
Hmm.
she tells me, yeah, it's gonna take 15 minutes and then you feel it. So I was sitting there, I was like, come on, I'm not feeling anything. I'm doing something wrong, and sort
Yeah.
of panicking. And then finally I sort of feel this experience of sort of drifting a little bit away, having these like visual thoughts and sort of experiencing my thoughts in a very, very intense way. um I was going through like previous memories of like my past relationship, and I was like crying intensely as I was experiencing all of it. It was like I was re-experiencing the loss of losing my ex-girlfriend,
Hmm.
and um really, really experiencing like it was happening right now. Then I was experiencing like grief with my parents, my relationships and stuff like that. But overall, I didn't feel like I really got like that deep into it. And I talked with them the day after, and they tell me, "Ah, yeah, but you know, you have to learn how to work with the medicine."
Hmm.
And I remember I'm thinking, I got a little bit annoyed, like sort of like, oh, I don't know how to work with it. I'm just taking it, and then that's it. Like I've meditated before, I should be fine. Like I thought it was just some bullshit that they told me. But then they told me also that the trip is not as much the ayahuasca as it's the shamans, like the shaman songs or the guidance to the trip itself.
Hmm.
um, and so they told me that for the next ceremony, focus on the singing of the shamans and let that be your guide to the trip.